Fire, 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 fire. Alright, Gen Z is basically illiterate and it is getting worse. Uh-oh.
Gen Z can't read. I'm talking to teachers from my high school who are saying, we're not reading books anymore, we're reading excerpts of books. Gen Z is utilizing TikTok summaries of books.
That is really crazy to me because I remember when I was in high school and we had to read the same, like, we had 3 books on the curriculum and we had to know them really, really well. That kind of blows my mind, man. Yeah, we had to read full books, exactly.
To write the damn report.
Read the index card.
She wore a chevrolet of clothes that were exaggerating, but some were gauche. What does that mean?
You tell me?
I don't know.
I don't know. He might genuinely be toast here.
That's cooked.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. I am
Hello.
very, very sorry in advance if I'm a little bit flat today. I am suffering from insane allergies, and yes, I took something for them, and no,
Allergies
I
suck.
don't feel better. I can hardly breathe out of my face. I just want to love the pollen. I don't know why it hates me. Anyway, so a few nights ago, I was perusing my Instagram feed when this video popped up.
Read the index card.
The dog's unwearing loyalty,
Unwearing.
exemplified in unreciprocated emotional dependency.
Man. We're just guessing words.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with guessing words based on context, but like, it's not even close. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What's that mean?
It means I don't know.
Read the index card.
The dog's unwavering loyalty,
Exemplified.
exemplified.
Okay,
and
she got it.
unreciprocated emotional dependency.
What does that mean?
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't a terrible one. She tried.
Means, like,
She corrected herself.
is that even a word?
This lad has a
Is that even a word?
series of videos asking people to read a sort of obscure but totally understandable sentence using words like
I think the word gouache you could argue is very uncommon and it's kind of like a wrench in the sentence, but I don't think I think the rest of it is like that's nothing. The fuck is gouache? Yeah, I think gouache is like not a sentence that people regularly use. You can understand with context. Yeah, like, I would argue, like, but they were extraordinary, but somewhat gouache. Gouache would, for me, gouache is usually, gouache? Oh, it's gouache. Okay, sorry. I think gouache as in, like, the art, whatever the fuck. Gouache, I don't know what it's called. It's like painting, like watercolors or some shit. Anyway, my point is, you could deduce it from context. Kwanzaa! Is silhouette? Yes, it is. Yes.
deity,
Context.
exemplified, silhouette, and gauche. I can
Gauche.
understand
Gauche.
people not knowing the word
See,
gauche.
I make mistake too, and I would say I'm relatively well read. I'm not like a fucking Shakespearean, but like I could read shit.
So we will
pretty
forgive
okay.
that one. But not the rest. There seems to be this new trend online where people are showing other people how bad other people are at literacy and comprehension.
That is a fully grown woman. That is not even like a kid. Chat, that is a fully grown woman. He's asking a bunch of hoes on the street to read. It's like asking kids to explain physics. Yeah, but there's a guy in there. Like, you could, yeah, obviously you're saying, oh, it's a bunch of hoes, right? Okay, whatever the fuck. But, like, there's a guy in there.
quickly become frustrated when they don't understand.
The dog's unwavering loyalty. No, don't even. I can't read it.
Read the index card.
She wore a
He's a hoe too. Okay, you guys don't discriminate.
Extraordinary, but somewhat.
What does it mean?
Goosh? Okay, she didn't do too bad. She's guessing.
No, what's the sentence mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now, the clips that I just showed you might seem a little familiar, and this is because they're taking inspiration from a teenage boy.
Yeah,
called
I saw
Vic,
this.
Who recently
I saw this on Twitter. This
went
one.
super viral for asking students in his school to read similar sentences.
Read the index card for me.
She wore a
She wore
suit, clothes that were
Who's this for?
Who's this for?
Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Gertrude?
I don't know.
Man.
A Sahalit.
Sahalit is crazy.
Whatever, bro. But somewhat.
What does that mean?
That she wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please? She were a. I don't know what this shit said. I don't know.
You know what's sad about this? I think is that when I can understand how people have difficulty reading because my reading in Russian isn't like stellar. I would say it's like at a 4th grade level, which is pretty bad. But I also never went to school, so it's me just doing guesswork, and I can pick out context and read an entire paragraph and deduce context even if I don't understand certain words. But like, this is your first language. I feel like if you're ESL, I can understand how you might have difficulty, but these kids are clearly American. Like, they were probably born here, right? That's crazy.
You can't read it. Can't read it.
I can't read it.
No. Here, I feel like for pretty obvious reasons.
So that
really made
именно.
me quite sad.
But I would say that's lack of
obviously,
experience.
Because of the nature of this video, it went super viral and popped off online because I think a lot of people were quite confronted by the fact that young people really can't read. I mean, they are in Philadelphia. Have you seen Philadelphia?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. I bet you I could go to my state and go to the school there and test the same shit. I don't think it matters. I think it's like a big problem everywhere.
To struggling to read words at all, it became clear that if they could...
I would love to find, like, if they did this test in like Germany or France, I would love to see what their reading is like and see if it's worse or equivalent.
Could read the sentence, they didn't have any idea what the words actually meant. I mean, at least the kids
way better.
tried,
I don't know.
right?
I'd
The
have to
adults
see.
From the first clip were like. Now, a few days after his first and second reading videos popped off, Vec posted that he would make a part 3 of his series, but his school was threatening him with expulsion, not allowing him to go to prom or to walk at.
But he's a student and he's trying to. You can't point out that there's bad reading, like, that's so fucked up, man. Yeah, they're mad he's exposing. Yeah, if anything, he's a student. His parents pay taxes for other kids to learn, for him to learn how to read. Why is it a bad thing?
Graduation. This news also went super viral because
there's
why
no
would
fucking
you punish
way. There's
this
no
kid
way
for exposing your failures, school. I did a little bit of poking around about this because I'm always skeptical when I see things like this, and I found an alleged statement from the school that basically said that the video took the students out of context, leading to a portrayal that was misleading and unfair.
I don't know, man. I feel like if I went back in time into high school and I'm in my last year of high school and I asked my friends or like classmates to read, I don't think they'd do that bad. Like, even the dumbest dude or girl in my class would be able to read. Because you want to know what happened? My teacher, I was kind of a little bit of a teacher's pet in my social studies class, and I was the one that read a lot for the class because apparently I had, man, this sounds like I'm being such a fucking nerd, but I had really good pronunciation and the teacher liked it. And I was a nerd. I was a little bit of a nerd. I was a little bit of a suck up for one teacher. A lot of teachers didn't like me, but my point is she made kids read that weren't good as well. Like, that weren't good at reading. Like, obviously, I can't hog the whole fucking thing and be like, you know, that would be cringe. But she made, like, there was a girl in my school that had trouble reading, and she would make them read in front of class. And I don't think it was a humiliation thing. I think she just wanted her to get better. And I don't think fucking teachers have the opportunity to do that, nor do the kids want to.
Righto. The statement also subtly confirms
motivation.
that action was taken against
She was a good teacher.
but it
I liked
didn't
her.
involve expulsion, suspension, blocking him from graduation or prom or whatever.
That's cringe.
Well, I guess whatever happened to this kid can't have been that bad because he's gone ahead and made 8 more of these videos now.
And yes, they are all as bad as each other.
Ow.
He even started asking his fellow students to read cursive, which is really a thing.
Now that's mind-blowing to me because I had to learn how to write in cursive in Switzerland when I was a kid. I don't know if they still do that, but they 100% did when I was a kid. Yeah. So I know how to read cursive. It's mind-blowing to me because, like, I'll ask Americans to read something in cursive and they don't know how.
Behold.
Riddle.
Hello?
What the fuck?
That's a lack of just teaching. I don't blame them at all. They just don't teach that shit.
Wait, did that just say reptile? What the fuck?
Reptiles. Yeah.
I'm not terribly surprised that schools don't require kids to write in cursive.
There's no need for it. That's why. Yeah, I think this is kind of a weird issue where it's like you don't really need cursive because the only reason that people have cursive is to read old documents, and I think like that doesn't really happen. Sorry, this doesn't really happen. It doesn't really happen that often, so I would make the argument that it's not really a thing. Yeah. Yeah, because for me, when I went to school, they taught it, but it was like kind of pointless.
Anymore, but it does bother me a lot. I was genuinely not able to get my pen license in grade 4 unless I properly learned to write in cursive. So
Holy
today's kids will
unk.
never know that struggle. Hello.
Pen license?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Well, I actually don't know if it was Australian schools or just my school.
I think it's an age thing because I feel like a lot of people didn't do that. Like even when I was taught it, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
School had that? Interesting.
At home that they
That's an unk
laminated
thing for
us.
sure.
I was one of the last kids in the class to get it.
Ah, you're retarded!
Yeah. Yeah, growing up in Australia was a wild time. It's also pretty wild being able to earn actual money by playing mobile games, which is what the sponsor of today's video
what
Free
the
Cash
fuck,
can do for you.
Ed?
But before you skip this, you better not skip it. I just want to show you, and I don't know if you can see that, I have made $194 playing one game with Free Cash. I really play it, so this is not a joke. You can earn actual money. And so now we're gonna play the ad. Listen, I'm gonna level with you all. You probably hear about a sponsor like Free Cash and think, yeah, there's absolutely
free
no way
cash,
that an
more
app
like
is
free
making
fart.
any money. And I'm not gonna lie,
Can you use it for
I
crypto?
100% had the same
Crypto
thoughts initially
gambling?
as well. So I decided to actually give it a go for a period of time, and as you can see here, hopefully that you can see this, I have a 53-day streak. And you can also see by my balance that I have made almost $200 playing one game, and it's this silly little solitaire game that I play at night when I want to unwind. And that's actually because in this solitaire game, through Free Cash, I can make a couple $100 every time I beat specific levels, which is crazy. I already know that the vast majority of you are playing mobile games or playing actual video games or just doom
Steak
scrolling
at
in
two
your free time,
hell yeah.
so why not actually make some cash while you're at it? Free Cash is an online loyalty
Free
platform
cash.
where users all over the world can sign up and earn extra cash by playing mobile games from different categories. And you know, unlike other platforms, Free Cash is actually free to use. There are no subscriptions, no hidden sign-up fees, just you, your phone, and the chance to win and earn actual money. This platform is also tried and tested like no other, proven by their 4.7 star rating with almost 280,000 reviews on Trustpilot. When you sign up, you know what you're getting, which is the opportunity to make some extra cash by playing fun little games that you like Disney Solitaire, which is the one that I've been playing, and if you don't believe me, I am over level 1600. Do not judge me. You can also pick from a list of offers. Choose one that you'd like, download it, play the game, and Free Cash will track your progress. Make sure that you have app tracking enabled. That way, the app can reward you for everything you do. You can even make a few in-app purchases to speed things up because they give you cash back for that as well. What's extra cool is getting an additional $10
Holy
bonus
shit.
when you start your
Can I
first
go
offer when
gambling?
you
I
use
need it.
my
I need
code.
it. Yeah,
So
app
download
tracking.
Free Cash
Track
today
this
using
dick.
the link in the description and start padding out your savings account a little bit. You know, get up to the couple $100
$200
in
bucks
there
is
like
so
me.
crazy.
So obviously in making this video, I learned a tremendous amount about how illiterate everybody in America is and how literacy rates, especially among young people, are quite possibly the worst they've ever been. And I find that fact wildly depressing.
I don't know if I should find this very sad or very hilarious, but this is actually crazy. Illinois has 24 schools where not a single child...
Students proficient in reading is all zeros? Out of 170? What?
Can read at a grade level. Illinois State Board of Education schools with 0 students scoring proficient on the IAR or the SAT in 2024. These are all the...
Dude, COVID did a number on these kids. I swear, man.
The schools that are listed
We're
right
so
here,
cooked.
and you see that number right here, students proficient in reading, 0.
Wait. That's why people have reading comprehension problems when they look at Twitter. Have you ever, like, noticed that? You'll, like, say one thing on Twitter, and then, like, people will completely misinterpret it? Because they literally can't read. They don't know what they read.
Like, bro,
that is mind-blowing to me.
Kids cannot even read on the first grade level. Think about that.
First grade level? What is first grade level reading? First grade level reading passages. First grade reading worksheets. Okay, here we go. Leveled. Blah, 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 blah. Jack's Birdhouse. Oh my god, chat. Jack wants to build a birdhouse. He gets some wood. He gets some nails and paint. His mom helps too, period. She gets a saw and a hammer, period. She gets a pencil and ruler, period. Dude, this is like actually baby's first fucking reading. What? You're trolling. This can't be real. I'm actually getting trolled. This can't be real. Oh my fucking god.
Second, do you know how
Dr. Seuss? Yeah, that's like Dr. Seuss shit.
Extension that Gen Z and Gen Alpha just fundamentally lack other core skills like being able to tell time or look.
No, that's
people in
first
the eyes
grade,
when
not
they
kindergarten.
speak to them.
Kindergarten is a little bit more basic
Unfortunately,
than
making eye
that.
contact seems to be a non-cultivated skill in this group. Same goes.
What's mind-blowing to me is that, like, I played so many video games in English and in Russian because my parents would go to Russia, pirate, like, DVDs and pirate, video games, and my brother and I would play and watch, you know, like, we'd watch, like, movies with subtitles and play video games that were translated, right? And I feel like that probably helped me, like, learn and read in both languages, and I think that's cool. I feel like everybody here that speaks 2 languages, or even just 1 language, it helps you, like, stimulate your little brain matter, and you can just fucking read that shit, right? Like, what? Like, it's supposed to help you. Like, I feel like a lot of people that played WoW, if they were, I don't know, from a different country, and they had to learn how to read English to, like, get through the quest or progress. Like, I feel like that was the whole fun of it.
But blinking. You do not blink enough. As much as technology has had some material benefits and many things that have helped us as a society, I think that the over-reliance on it, particularly in households, but also in the education system, is having some incredibly deleterious effects that we are seeing play out now, and no one really seems to be taking measures to stop it. And unfortunately,
they don't care.
Teachers have been screaming about this for years and years and years, and their protests have fallen on mostly deaf ears.
And I can tell you that it's probably gotten worse because my mom is an English as a second language teacher. She's ESL, like, focused teaching, which is another level above normal teaching because you have to understand what the, like, the child or the adult is going through when they're learning a new language. And she gradually told us so many stories of, like, adults that can't read either. And this was probably like 10 years ago, so I can't imagine what it is now.
Elementary school kids are not reading. Kids are not reading. Kids cannot read. It doesn't matter if your child's at an A school or if your child's at a D school.
Adults
or if your
are
child's
retarded too,
at a
chat.
private school. I have seen kids at all areas. They all struggle. They all struggle because they don't have exposure and they don't have consistency with reading.
It's because their parents don't do it. My parents forced me to read books in Russian. I had an entire encyclopedia with pictures that was handed down to me from my brother, my older brother, to me. And my parents would literally tell me, like, go read your book. Like, and then we can go outside and play together. And I'll be like, oh, okay, all right, I guess I'll do something. I'll just read or do whatever the fuck in my room.
Say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
That's crazy.
7th grade English teacher here. I teach in Northern Houston, and I teach at one of the more affluent schools.
Wow.
When I tell you that these babies cannot read, they cannot write, and they cannot comprehend, I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious.
What is 7th grade? Like 12 years old? And they're reading like they're 8 years old? Whose fault is that? I think it's the parents. The parents are to blame. A big portion of it. 100%. Stop putting your child before TVs and smartphones. Yeah, I would honestly argue that I see a lot of like adults with kids that just like throw their phones at like the kids to get them to shut up. Back in my day, my parents would throw a book at my head and be like, shut the fuck up, go read in your room. And I'm like, I want to play video games. They're like, no, go read a book. And I'm like, fuck, okay, fine. And I go stomp over to my room and go pick up a book and I just read it. Like, obviously kids don't have insanely good attention spans yet, but I feel like it's just good for your brain. Go outside and play. Well, yeah, that too. But like, I'm just saying, it's crazy to me. Like, they just kind of stick a fucking phone or an iPad in front of them. I had to read the encyclopedia when I was in trouble. Dude, I didn't get to read shit, bro. If I was in trouble, it's over, man. You got to read? You privileged.
Kids constantly asking me, how do I spell window? How do I
window?
spell important?
Dude, for me, spelling is so fun. I feel like that's the equivalent of like doing math problems for some people. I think I'm very like creative leaning in my head because I don't like math, but I like spelling. And I always like really enjoyed spelling and reading as a kid.
Spell though, and they be serious. They're dead. I could ask
window.
Them who's the main character of your
window with an H. To be fair, English spelling is kind of retarded. I will say that. You go, the fuck is that? Thank you.
The story of 4-paragraph story we just read. Can't tell you. They don't know.
Wow.
They don't know. It took us 4 weeks.
What the fuck?
To get through how to answer a question in a complete sentence.
If you go on TikTok especially, you will see video after video of teachers losing their minds.
It's everywhere,
about the core
bro.
skills that kids just don't have. And you can see how frustrated they are that there is so little that they can do when parents refuse to step up. I even found this
it's 100% the millennials, because the kids that are in school right now, they have millennial parents, and these people always say like, oh, Gen Z's so lazy. I'm like, have you seen a millennial parent? Like out, like, I don't know, like at a doctor's office. Like, even if you don't have relatives that have kids, like I would say my demographic is between the ages of 22 to like 35, I think on average. Obviously there's like, you know, deviations in between the here and there, but I'm just saying, if you look outside, those people throw their tablets at their kids. Like, at every single problem. Is this also a result of No Child Left Behind for some mid-gen people parents? No, I think it's mostly millennials, because right now, that's like, Gen X is not having kids. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe a little bit, maybe like older Zoomers, I guess. But like, I don't know. I think a big majority is the millennial parents, man. Also, Disney adults. You think Disney adults are part of the problem?
Video of a year 11 student commenting on an assignment the class was given that really looks like it was designed for small children.
Hearing people talk about how kids in this generation cannot read anymore, it reminded me of an assignment that I got in my English class. Keep in mind I'm a junior in high school. This was our assignment.
No, stop. I did not want to lose my bracelet loose. The crowd was told... Chat, I learned this stuff when I was like probably 8. This is high school? I learned that keep in mind, I knew 2 languages, so my mom was very adamant about like learning 2 languages at the same time. This can't be real. No, apparently this is fucking real. Oh my god, this pre-K stuff, I mean, like, it depends on where you're from, but I feel like on average, this is not fucking high school. This is not.
Are we serious? And kids were getting answers wrong. They were getting some of these
Well,
wrong.
this kid got it right,
This
so
is
that's good.
elementary level work.
Yes. It's for children, little babies.
God. Like, I should not be able to take a nap in my English class and still pass with like a 95, I think. I should be up and doing work.
To be clear, the
True.
assignment says, circle the confusing word that best completes each given sentence. By confusing words, they mean words that are spelled different but look similar
This
to
is
another
crazy.
word, like loose and lose, quite and quiet. We are so fundamentally screwed. This is unfortunately the type
insane.
of thing that we were doing in primary school as 6-year-olds.
Yeah,
Choose and
probably
chose,
like
just by the
7,
way,
8-year-olds,
are just
yeah.
different tenses of the same verb. Anyway, the kids
Well,
don't...
English is confusing. Sure, you can make the argument, like, fucking English is dumb, but like, this is such baby elementary level grammar. Confusing word, by the way. Guys, chill. Like, let's be a little bit reasonable. Other languages do not have these problems where there's like very small problems, and this also is hard for dyslexic people, but like, this is elementary.
Chose, just by the way,
Yeah.
are just different tenses.
This
of
is
the
like your
same
native
verb.
language
Anyway,
type
the
shit.
Kids don't know anything about any of that, but they sure do have time to go to political protests, or their teachers have time to cancel all of their classes to also go to political protests.
So these May Day walkouts and staffing issues are
no.
disrupting schools, our kids' educations, especially in blue states.
Oh no! Mommy, Daddy, my teacher didn't show up to school. Fuck!
In cities like Madison, Wisconsin, like Chicago. Out in North Carolina, more than 20 districts are affected by
Wow,
these
that's a
protests.
lot.
One Wisconsin mom says this is more than just a day off.
It turns out I don't want your opinion on politics when you can't even spell politics. Oh, and it also isn't just Gen Z who is basically totally illiterate. The newest generation to be hitting the education system, Gen Alpha, are infinitely more cooked than
Gen Alpha relies on ChatGPT the most. We've seen those videos of those little kids putting in ChatGPT answers and in questions.
predecessors.
Everybody wants to bash on Gen Z, but did you guys know that Gen Alpha can't read? I was talking to one of our church kids, and he like very boldly told me, yeah, I don't know how to read, and neither does anybody in my class. Mind you, this kid is starting 5th grade in August.
Bro, if I ever have kids, I'm sitting them down and they're only gonna read like subtitles. They're gonna have subtitles all over the screen. I feel like that's what forced me to like learn how to read as well. When I was a little kid, I'd be like 5 or 6 years old watching like cartoons with subtitles or like movies. This is so nonsensical to me. Like, these parents are so bad. It was games? Yeah, but games is fine too.
Okay. And
holy
I
shit.
So I told him, you know, kids will do anything for money. So I was like, I'll give you $10 if you can tell me what this bag says. It said chips in giant letters. And I said, you can sound it out. You can try spelling it or whatever to help you read it. Because I thought he was lying. So this dude goes, CHIPS. And I go, what does that say? And he goes, potatoes. Y'all, we're cooked.
I think the thing that hopefully
Did
should
they
be
have a
obvious about
picture?
all of this
What?
is that these
Chips,
young people are going
potatoes.
to become
Huh?
adults who won't be
Is that
able
rage
to
bait?
function in society. And actually, on a long enough timeline,
Oh my god, man. Oh, like 40 years, this might actually be a big problem, chat. We're laughing now, but we're going to be crying later. If I'm still alive, we're going to be crying.
society
Bowl
in
of
and of
mushroom,
itself
stick
will
'em in a
probably
stew.
collapse because it will be full of adults who don't know how to do or say or read anything. It's probably going to play out like
Holy
Idiocracy,
shit.
where there's one person who can kind of read and everybody else considers that person to be some sort of wizard specimen. I don't even have kids and I feel failed by them. Back in January, Fortune magazine published an article titled Gen Z are arriving to college unable to even read a sentence. Professors warn it could lead to a generation of anxiety self-pity, and lonely graduates. The article goes on to discuss
I
how
can
the
see
education
that.
system is essentially being forced to lower the bar that is basically already in hell anyway.
No, this is, again, I have to wonder if it's a mixture of like teacher and parent problem, because my mom, as boomed out and as old school as she is, every time she had a problem student in her class, which was like maybe like 20 people in one class, I remember her telling us stories at the dinner table and being like, this kid used to hate me because I would push him really, really hard to like do something he didn't know how to do, and it made him uncomfortable and it made him mad, and he'd be like constantly trying to fight with me. But then like 20 weeks down the line, say hypothetically, he's like, Alana's mom, she's awesome, like she actually pushed me and I learned a lot, even though I really, really hated it. I feel like, yeah, there's like coddling to some fucking extent. There definitely is like coddling, and I think that just people not putting in the effort.
Because young adults
I think
are
it's
showing
like
up to
parent and
college
teacher.
classes unable to read or understand even a single sentence. Okay, so it turns out that the adults
Oh, Child
cannot
Left
read
Behind.
either.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
really bad.
tremendous news. This article goes on to
It's
quote
not
a
pretty.
professor called Jessica Wilson, who said that she has to read things out loud because she knows there is no way any of her students have done the reading the night before.
And then they have ChatGPT just fucking summarize it for them. Fuck.
She says, even when you read it in class to them, there's so much that they can't process about the very words that are on the page. Another theology professor from Notre Dame, and no guys, I'm never saying this university is Notre Dame because that just sounds incredibly stupid. Anyway, he said that he would assign 25 to 40 pages of reading early in his career, like many, many years ago. And students would do the work even if
This is the university, though.
struggled with it, or they would tell him that they are struggling and he would help. Now he says that he'd be hard pressed to get a student to even engage with that much text.
Yep.
And now they have AI summaries to
Yeah, ChatGPT summarize what my teacher put here. Yeah, why even read it?
them through their
Why
courses.
bother?
Gen Z can't read. I'm talking to teachers from my high school who are saying, we're not reading books anymore, we're reading excerpts of books. Gen Z is utilizing TikTok summaries of books to—
You know, they're actually going to implement a feature on Twitch. This is kind of related. They're going to use AI to summarize what's going on in a stream. YouTube did this too, right? I've seen funny summaries of VTubers that I like to watch on YouTube, and they do that, and now they're putting it in Twitch, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Are we for fucking real? Yeah, people still come in and ask, what's going on? I can't listen for more than 20 seconds and figure out what's going on. That's actually one of my biggest pet peeves, when people say, what's going on in this stream? I don't get it. Like, just fucking watch the show. God damn. Why do you have to, like, type it and be like, I'm confused? I don't get it. I've been here for 20 seconds and I don't understand what's going on. Just sit down and watch.
write the damn report. They're also out here complaining when they get a big ol' F on that. Zillennials were the ones who were at the peak of public education. We had
to
read, not just a book, we had to read books.
If this doesn't impress you, I don't know what will. You know, the thing that really gets me is you have Scandinavians being pooped out who speak 40 languages from the time they're as big as a potato.
I had a friend that was from Finland, and they had to learn how to understand Norwegian, Swedish. What was the other one? Well, obviously Finnish, but then another one, and they have to like all basically learn it at the same. Yeah, Danish, and they have to like learn, read, and write, and to some extent to like to a certain level to like pass and shit. And I'm just like, holy fuck, that is so difficult. Yeah, Danish is hard. Yeah, like all of those languages are obviously kind of related, except for Finnish. Finnish is its own thing, but it was fucking hard.
And meanwhile, Americans are over here like
Sylvia of clothes.
Anyway, given all
Sylvia of clothes, Silver Veil of
comprehension
clothes.
issues that young people have in university, their professors are having to tailor their lesson plans and whatnot, their lectures and what have you, to all of these difficulties. They're having to give shorter assignments and whatnot. They're having to return to the same piece of literature.
No, I hate this mentality. Why do we have to make it easier? Just get over it. Sorry, maybe I sound like a boomer right now. Maybe I do. I'll concede that. But like, okay, so why do we have to dumb it down? Just get over it. Like, and again, it's like, oh, we have to dumb down the grades so that people pass. It's like, okay, that doesn't matter. That means that we're going into the next year and we're still just as dumb as last time.
Over and over and over again.
Yo, Doodle, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it.
Students
hold back the
with
kids.
It.
Yeah,
can't even say reading it because they're not reading it. The students engaging with it just happen to understand what's being said, and even after all of that, they probably still don't. Like I said,
universities don't get funding and they can't graduate. They get less students. Yeah, again, it ties back to like how the entire system is interwoven and how like politicians and taxes and corruption can like basically affect it. Yeah, the no student left behind bullshit, that's basically like the reason this is happening.
Things down like this is why
It's
I
all about
maintain
money.
that Idiocracy is actually a documentary.
Yep.
Like I mentioned before, it's not just reading that's the problem. It's not just literacy and comprehension that are issues here. There are other things that apparently Gen Z particularly, and Gen Alpha as well, cannot do. Schools have apparently been removing analog clocks for some time because
Bro. Okay, cursive, I can understand why it's not relevant, right? But analog clocks? Bro, maybe I'm a nerd, but when I got my first watch, my parents bought me like a really cute kid's watch for my birthday when I was like 8 years old. I thought it was so cool that I could read the time without having to like run home and look at the clock that's in my mom's kitchen, right? I thought it was cool. I'd be like, oh my god, what's the time? Okay, I have like 10 minutes. Okay, mom said 10 minutes. Okay, I've got the time right here on my arm, right? Like, I thought that was cool. And like, you could argue that's nerdy, but like, I thought it was interesting, and now like, these kids can't even read the time. What?
as students just don't know how to read them. Sorry in advance for the explosion noises in this next clip. I did try to edit them out, but it kind of made the audio really wonky.
I saw on news that new BTS tickets, the K-pop group, were closed behind analog clock capture, and tickets were selling for like a week instead of a day. You know what's more depressing? Is it more depressing than them not being able to read analog clock? Is that they couldn't like take a screenshot and then say, hey Grok, like what's the time here? I think that's even more retarded. Like they couldn't even figure out how to cheat.
So, just know I did my best, but this generation loves these weird noises. I don't know.
Dude, I've never seen one of these before. I'm used to digital, man.
Haven't seen a clock before?
No.
This has gotta be trolling, come on.
7:12?
I mean, he's kinda right. At least he didn't say like 9 and 8 or something.
Sure.
Is it 12:10?
Oh no, stop.
Yeah, you're close.
Dude, I almost want to get permission to like go to a school and like ask questions. Like, don't I have the right as a taxpayer to like do that? Because I pay my taxes. Like, I pay my local taxes. Wouldn't I have the right to do that? Like, I'm obviously not gonna harass anyone, but how Alana got arrested? Yeah, arrested for asking questions. Can you imagine? Local fox girl. And then that's how I get doxxed. Like, local fox girl with massive tail asks kids what the time is.
9:25.
At local school.
9:25. Close, you're 5 minutes off.
That's crazy. 9:02.
209? Okay.
209.
Why would it be 9:02? Why would we be in school at 9:02?
Okay, hold on. She's using deductive reasoning. That's a really good sign. She has potential. She's actually just like thinking. She's using her brain a little bit.
Why wouldn't we be in school at 9:02?
She's using her brain a little bit.
They can't read cursive.
This is word tag.
Minimum.
Medium. Close. Miniature.
They don't get taught. I'll discredit this one. It's not relevant. Not a lot of people get taught cursive.
Any of the letters?
I probably wouldn't be able to read cursive because I was taught in a different country. I don't think this is stupid. I don't think this is them being stupid. It's not their fault.
And so many of them have that terrible Gen Z stare that we know and love so much.
This is a Gen Z stare everybody's talking about.
Oh my god. No, I'm gonna get triggered. I go to a coffee shop every once in a while and I see there's a girl that has the Gen Z stare, dude. Oh my god, there it is, yep. And this is universal in every country too, chat. Tell me I'm wrong, chat. If you're international and you're not American, tell me you've seen the Gen Z stare in a different country. I swear to God, it's universal. They just kind of look at you like, what the fuck do you want?
I know you Gen Zers like to think that you're so much cooler than us, but you're not. You have fewer neural pathways.
Bro.
You know, as a complete aside, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the show The Devil's Plan. It's on Netflix. You can
I don't watch
it on
normie shit, to be
Netflix.
honest.
It is a Korean sort of reality show,
Okay.
I guess. And it basically is looking for the smartest person in this group of other super nerds. But when they lose challenges
Okay.
or things go wrong, the show locks participants in rooms and
Oh
in
god,
prison
locking him in with a woman. What a decision.
and forces them to
That's
spell
torture,
and do
chat.
maths. Meanwhile, American
Call the Geneva
reality
Convention.
shows have half-naked people molesting each other on beaches.
La, la,
And
la,
I
la, la,
actually
la.
think that's such an insane juxtaposition for so many of our issues. Koreans have a bunch of shows built around being the smartest person from a group of smart people. Our reality shows, on the other hand, are based around who can be the biggest I think one of the many problems today with education is that no one can expect excellence out of children, because if you expect excellence and some of the kids aren't as excellent as other kids, then those kids will feel left out.
Who fucking cares? When I wasn't like a stellar kid. Like as I got older, when I was like going through the school system, I stopped giving less of a shit, less and less and less up until like high school essentially, and I passed. But I think to a certain point, I was never jealous of the kids, or I never felt bad because they were like nerdy kids that studied way harder than me. I was happy for them. I just didn't really care to do it myself. I don't get this mentality. Like, I feel like if you're a normal child, it's not supposed to make you feel bad. I don't know why we're doing this, like, coddling, I'm thinking of the children and feeling bad. Like, kids don't feel bad about that shit. Just fucking, then study like them. Join their group. Like, I'm sure they'll like you for joining their group to study.
So inevitably, we get this boat of mediocrity, and if any kid falls in the water, there's a high probability they can't swim. One of the primary arguments that I ran into again and again, reading teacher accounts from around the internet and listening to my friends who have kids in school, and also listening to the teachers on social media, is that a lot of people feel like this whole no child left behind thing has actually destroyed learning environments.
Yes, in America it's very obvious. I don't think it's as obvious in other countries, though.
For kids who actually want to be there. And it's so sad seeing schools in the US kill off their gifted programs so they don't discriminate against non-gifted kids. Yes, this is a real thing. At this point now, I probably watched about 100 videos of teachers explaining their various reasons why kids, and I guess now adults, can't read. I do think that this problem is multifaceted, and there are absolutely socioeconomic factors at play here. But if we're being honest, I do think that a lot of this also starts at home. Fewer adults themselves are reading for their own
100%.
enrichment, and so it follows that they won't read to their kids. And some people are just straight up blaming millennials for why Gen Alpha is the way that
we're not ready to have the conversation for parents that don't care about their kids' education and they shame them for wanting to get educated or for wanting to read and stuff. We're not ready for that.
Gen Alpha is.
Millennial parents.
It's sad. It is so sad. I saw it.
73% of Gen Alpha parents are millennials.
Yes. Thank you.
Give the kid a tablet at 0 years old because mommy has to watch 16.
Parents get mad when you tell them how to be a parent. Well, I think there's a line between like trying to like control someone else's child and like being like, hey, maybe you shouldn't give your kid, like your 4-year-old, unlimited access to the iPad. Maybe you should like engage with them. And I get like that can ruin a lot of relationships, but it's like at the same time, I feel like it kind of ruins your time spent together with those people as well. Like, I know there's a decent amount of chatters that have told me stories previously of their like brother or sister or cousin who has kids, and then those kids just get given like an iPad when they're like at home and they're having a conversation with their family relative, and the kid is like fucking just brain rot scrolling, and you're just sitting there like, I can't watch this, I can't do this. Like, is it really your fault?
Now your child is in school and they are skipping popcorn reading because none of these kids can read. The tablet just taught them how to put in prompts, which is why it's so easy for them to use things like AI.
I also think that there's also like a technological perspective. When I was a little kid and I learned how to like torrent and like install mods, like how many of you played like Minecraft, for example, and you had to learn how to like edit like files, JSONs, and like different file types, and like Google stuff and problem solve yourself, and maybe like you failed, sure, maybe you failed and you gave up, that's fine, but like I learned that a lot when I was a kid, how to like do that stuff, and you learned it because you had to. Now everybody like kind of just plays it brain off, like there's no like Wild West scripting, yeah, that too, or like learning how to code or something, like a little bit.
It doesn't take any brain power. It literally deletes it. If you want to guarantee that you are a smart individual inside of the next 10 years and your brain isn't literally soup, you would start reading books, you would start physically writing, and you would stop using AI for most things.
Do not let millennials bully you on politics anymore. They have raised the most illiterate generation.
Thank you. Based woman. Based in
human history. It is not
True.
the phones. I got my first phone when I was
Yeah, obviously you can't just give your kid unlimited access to this fucking brain rot shit. I'm not saying you can't give your kid like phone time period, but I feel like there has to be like a gradual step. Like, don't give it to them when they're 5, maybe give it to them when they're 10, 11, 12 years old, and then also limit the amount. It's not that fucking hard to set up. Even iPhones, like even Apple has like a, what is it called? Like a screen time limiter where you can only use the phone X amount of time and then it puts a timer off of it. Like, it's not fucking difficult. God damn. Parental controls. Yeah, exactly.
11 in the 6th grade. It's not the phones, it's the parenting. They're not reading to their kids. They're not monitoring their homework. They cannot be talking to them daily to be this illiterate. It's impossible. On top of the woke, gentle parenting, you know, participation trophy, fucking horseshit. Authoritarian parenting is the only parenting that works.
As much as we can knock many...
I don't have authoritarian parents, but like there has to be a line in the sand people have to draw. You can't do this like hippie, oh, I'm gonna let my kid do whatever the fuck I want because I want them to be a free spirit. You're a parent, you're not a friend. Until they're like 18 years old, I feel like you can't be their friend. You can't be like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of parents have problems and they trauma dump to their kids, and that causes problems. That's like an actual psychological issue. That would be like a completely different rabbit hole. But my point is like, you can't treat them like a friend. You have to draw a line in the sand. Like, yes, you should be nice to them. Don't fucking abuse them. Don't be mean to them for no reason. But like, you have to just be a parent. Sorry. Parents are authorities, friends are peers. Yeah, like, you can't have both. You just can't. Like, obviously, as they get older, maybe they, like, hit 18, 17, like, you can be a little bit more of a friend, give them advice on stuff, but I feel like that's kind of brain off, no?
Parts of the American school system, I feel like a lot of people overlook the fact that you've got kids who, yeah, can't read, can't write, can't do a lot of things, and then you have teachers who are having to corral 20 of these kids every single day. And a lot of people don't consider in these
being a
conversations
therapist,
the
no.
massive behavioral issues that kids are going to school with every single day.
I think I'd get
and teachers
anxiety.
have to deal with as well. In order to make
that's another thing. I've heard, I remember watching this TikTok, and I don't even think it was a very highly viewed one. There was a woman that was a teacher for like special needs, and there was a highly autistic kid that was having trouble in school where they would take away the iPad from him during school time and he would have like a full-blown meltdown. Then they brought the parents in of the highly autistic kid into the parent-teacher interview, and the teacher's like, so what's going on at home? And they're like, yeah, we just give him his iPad basically all day and night until he goes back to school. And they're like, can you stop doing that? And they're like, no, sorry, it's the only thing that'll stop him from melting down. And I'm like, do you realize you're conditioning that child, autistic or not, you're conditioning that kid that when they have this thing, they have to like, if they don't have this like iPad or whatever, this stimulant, the teacher can't do anything about it. Like, I give sympathy to both ways, like obviously like parent versus teacher, but like you're making the teacher's life so hard to try and teach him. Rip Bozo, yeah, he's basically cooked. Like, it's sad, but like unweaning that kid from like screen time would be basically impossible unless the parents do something about it. Like, what the fuck?
This video, I was talking to a friend of mine who's got 2 kids who I think are in grade 1. She has read to them since they were tiny. She reads with them most nights from what she said to me. And she said that when she sent them to school, number 1, teachers were wildly impressed with her kids' reading ability, which
oh my god. You can read a little bit? Wow. Dude, I feel like coming from like kind of like an Asian Eastern European parenting style, I feel like that's such a non sequitur. Is that the word, non sequitur? Or is it like non-factor? Like, you are expected to read. Like, what the fuck?
But then also she has told me that a lot of the other parents have admitted that they don't read with their kids at all. And so
that's
there's
crazy.
Just fundamentally a lack of exposure to reading and to words and to new words that these kids have or don't have because their parents are not taking the time to do these things with them. My friend's position
they don't want a parent. And you know, I could honestly exacerbate this to like millennials don't want to grow up, so they don't want to like give these kids time because they don't feel like adults. I think there's probably some sort of psychological factor to that too. These millennial parents that obviously there are good millennial parents, like there are good kids out there, let's just be real, but I think statistically it's probably a majority are bad parents at this point. And they don't want to give the kids time because they're so overworked or they're busy, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I can't dedicate this time. And I'm like, bro, it's 30 minutes a day to read a book. Like, it's not like kids need like 3 hours a day to like read a book. It's just 30 minutes. Like, come on. I need to catch up with my lost childhood.
They were this big, and that's not an odd thing. This is just part of our routine. This is part of what we do every day, and apparently this is a staggering concept to so many other parents. Magnify this terrible reality by an entire generation and you've got some pretty big problems. Trends show us fewer people read each year, even though literacy is one of the biggest indicators of success.
Yes.
And it's not just one generation, it's basically
it's everywhere is a good indicator. If your country is at least above 90%, that's a good thing. And again, you want to know what's funny is that America's literacy rate went like beep, 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 and now it's like going down.
Every generation reaching more for tech that delivers faster results rather than books, which take time and effort to absorb. We're going to do the rest of the video without the big lights on because I am getting a sinus headache. So I love allergies, man. It's so fun.
Allergies suck. I hate
This is one
allergies.
of those topics where I legitimately haven't even scratched the surface of what's going on here, all the reasons this is happening, all the many variables that are taking place to create this SHIT show of a situation. But as somebody who has loved reading her entire life, it makes me so sad to know that other people are not reading at all anymore, and by extension their children aren't reading. And frankly, I don't want to see books fall out of favor. I don't want to see people not being curious about language and about words and adding new words to their vocabularies or learning how to create more complex sentences, sounding more elevated. I don't want to see these things fall by the wayside. And actually, as far as vocabularies go, I think one of the reasons why there's an over-reliance on the word like is because people these days fundamentally lack the ability to...
I still catch myself saying like a lot. My parents used to fucking scold me. Like this, like that, Alana. What do you mean like? Oh my gosh. I mean, like, you know,
and so it's much easier when you don't.
I can criticize
quite know what you
myself.
want to say, to use like or or some other filler phrase or word rather than pause, think of the word you want to use, utilize it, and continue on. Ultimately, this is a huge issue with huge sweeping societal implications. And one of the things that I do want to say here before I close this video out is, if you are somebody who wants to get more into reading, but you find that you don't have the attention span anymore to do so, that makes a lot of sense, because the doom scrolling that you do on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, that is directly destroying your ability to sit down and read a book. So if you find yourself incapable to begin—
Brock, read this book for me. It's too hard. That's what a lot of people resort to nowadays, chat.
If you
I don't
find
want to read it.
incapable
Read a summary.
of sitting down and concentrating, you have to stick with it. And eventually, over time, especially if you stop scrolling at night, you will have a better attention span. You will be able to concentrate again. But I think one of the primary ways that we fix all of this is legitimately just by reading books. Picking up books as an adult and reading them yourself, going to the library, buying them from the bookshop, but also sitting down with your kids and reading books to your kids and getting them interested and excited about language.
Yes.
I will even make some book suggestions in the description box of ones that I have
Maybe we
enjoyed
should
in
do
the
a
past,
reading
and
thing.
books that I have read recently and really enjoyed as well. Ken
A
Follett,
reading
really
book
any
with
Ken Follett
chat.
book, but Ken Follett, Pillars of the Earth, amazing. Absolutely read it. If you like
reading
historical
club
fiction,
with chat.
This one is
Book
for you.
club
The Silent
with chat.
Patient, so good. I got this for Christmas. This is a new one that I read. I couldn't
it's
put it
cute.
down. I read it in like a weekend because I wanted to
Bedtime
know
story,
what was
yeah.
happening. The Bronze Horseman, I have read this so many times. It was for a really long time my favorite book. It does have adult scenes
Book
in it,
talk?
but they're
Hell
not written like the
no.
creepy crap today, like the smut books today. This
Ew.
is a war book. It's also a love story. It's
Oh,
awesome. It's set in World
war.
War II.
Chat loves
I highly
war.
recommend this one if you are into that kind of thing. All right, that is enough.
No,
out of
we're
me.
not
In
reading
the end,
Morning
guys,
Milking
I
Farms,
have
thank
to say
you.
that this is a really disturbing issue as far as I am concerned. But like I said, I think how we fix this is make reading a thing again, make it interesting again, make people want to read again. Because if not, I think we will end up living in the documentary that is Idiocracy.
Yep.
Now on that note,
You right.
and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out free cash using the link in the description or scanning that QR code on screen. Like I said, was quite
Make reading
surprised
great
that
again.
free
Yep.
cash is
I
actually
agree.
a thing.
My
that actually
immortal.
earns you money, but
No!
it does. And I think I'm level 2,000 on my little solitaire game
Jesus
now, so
Christ,
that's probably
2,000
kind of
in solitaire.
embarrassing.
What are you, Candy
Anyway,
Crush woman?
Absolutely check them out. This is something that's very legitimate. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is it alarming to you that a lot of young people fundamentally don't know how to read? What do you think of the fact that millennials are being blamed for not reading to their children, and therefore those little kids have a really negative relationship with literacy? What do you make of kids not knowing the words that they're reading off the page and not being able to explain back what those words mean? And what do you think of those kids going off to university where their illiteracy is basically in a way being normalized and being accepted by the education system? Is all of this good?
It's very bad. Not being able to read is bad.
Advancements, and what you generally
Not being able to read is bad is because I have to read your fucking retarded opinion when you misunderstand my viewpoint. Like, I understand misreading because you read it too fast, but like literally not being able to read is like, that should be like a crime. You should be in jail for that shit.
make of this issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here, you're not subscribed already, and you'd like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Like I always say, my wonderful little chickadee people, I hope you stay safe and well and make very good choices. Go and read a book, and I will see your wonderful little
Instead of go
faces
touch
in the
grass,
next video.
you go read a book, bitch. But I'm dyslexic. That shouldn't stop you from reading. I don't know. Audiobooks are fine too if you have really bad dyslexia. I think that's fair. Yeah. Alright, chat. Here you go. Yeah, I know we got hit by ads. I see it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Kinda need to pee a little bit. Sit on grass and read a book. Yeah, sit in your chair, read a book. It'll calm you down. When you're really pissed and you read a book, it's so good. It's amazing. It's a good time.